Welcome to Fact Crypt, where we delve into the forgotten corners of history and uncover the mysteries that lie within. Today, we journey to the icy expanse of Antarctica, a place of extreme isolation and desolate beauty. Hidden within this frozen wilderness is an abandoned Soviet research station, a relic of the Cold War era where strange and secretive experiments were conducted. Join us as we explore the eerie halls of this forsaken outpost, piecing together the enigmatic story of the scientists who once called it home and the unsettling experiments that took place there. Prepare to be captivated by the haunting tale of the Soviet research station in Antarctica. The story of the abandoned Soviet research station. In the early 1950s, amidst the height of the Cold War, the Soviet Union established a network of research stations across Antarctica. These outposts were part of a larger geopolitical strategy, serving both scientific and military purposes. Among these stations was Zvezda Station, a facility located near the center of the East Antarctic ice sheet. However, our story centers on a lesser-known and more mysterious site, Zvezda Station. Zvezda Station was established in 1958, shrouded in secrecy from its inception. Officially, it was dedicated to studying glaciology, meteorology, and geology. Unofficially, it was a hub for experiments that pushed the boundaries of scientific ethics and human endurance. The harsh conditions of Antarctica provided the perfect cover for activities that would have been impossible to conceal elsewhere. The station's location was chosen for its remoteness, situated hundreds of miles from the nearest human habitation. The journey to Zvezda required a grueling trek across the ice, often involving airdrops of supplies and hazardous overland expeditions. Once there, the scientists and staff were cut off from the outside world, relying on sporadic radio communications to maintain contact with their superiors in Moscow. Among the scientists stationed at Zvezda was Dr. Alexei Petrov, a brilliant but enigmatic researcher with a background in biology and biophysics. Dr. Petrov was known for his unconventional ideas and willingness to take risks in the name of scientific progress. His arrival at Zvezda marked the beginning of a series of experiments that would blur the lines between scientific inquiry and human experimentation. Dr. Petrov's primary focus was the study of human adaptation to extreme environments. He believed that Antarctica's harsh conditions could yield insights into the limits of human physiology and the potential for enhancing human capabilities. His experiments ranged from prolonged exposure to sub-zero temperatures to testing the effects of isolation and sensory deprivation on the human mind. One of the most controversial aspects of Dr. Petrov's work involved the use of psychotropic substances. He hypothesized that these compounds could enhance mental and physical endurance, potentially unlocking latent abilities in the human brain. Volunteers for these experiments were scarce, so Dr. Petrov often relied on coercion and manipulation, convincing his colleagues and subordinates to participate in the name of patriotism and scientific advancement. The experiments quickly took a toll on the station's inhabitants. Reports of hallucinations, paranoia, and severe psychological distress became common. Some participants exhibited signs of enhanced cognitive abilities, but these gains were accompanied by disturbing side effects, including aggressive behavior and severe insomnia. The once cohesive team of researchers began to fracture, trust eroding as the line between ally and adversary blurred. As the months turned into years, the station's isolation deepened. Supplies became scarcer, and the harsh Antarctic winter seemed to stretch on endlessly. Communications with Moscow grew increasingly infrequent, leaving the scientists at Zvezda feeling abandoned and forgotten. Dr. Petrov, driven by a relentless pursuit of knowledge, pushed his experiments further, ignoring the mounting evidence of their detrimental effects. In the winter of 1962, a particularly brutal storm struck Zvezda, cutting off all contact with the outside world. For weeks, the station was engulfed in darkness, battered by howling winds and relentless blizzards. It was during this time that the most infamous incident in Zvezda's history occurred. According to the accounts of the few survivors, Dr. Petrov had devised an experiment involving the forced ingestion of a new, highly potent psychotropic compound. The goal was to induce a heightened state of consciousness that could potentially reveal hidden aspects of human perception. The results were catastrophic. Participants experienced intense, terrifying hallucinations, and their behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. The situation spiraled out of control. Confined within the claustrophobic corridors of the station, paranoia and fear took hold. Fights broke out, and the once close-knit team of scientists turned on each other. The final days of the experiment descended into chaos, culminating in a tragic and bloody confrontation. By the time the storm subsided and contact was re-established, Zvezda Station was a scene of devastation. When a rescue team arrived, they found the station in disarray. Equipment was destroyed, and the bodies of the researchers were discovered in various states of disarray, some having perished from exposure, others from apparent violence. Dr. Petrov was among the dead, his final notes filled with incoherent ramblings and cryptic references to a higher state of being. The Soviet authorities quickly moved to cover up the incident, sealing off the station and erasing records of its existence. The surviving researchers were sworn to secrecy, and the true nature of the experiments at Zvezda remained hidden for decades. The station was left to the mercy of the Antarctic elements, slowly succumbing to the encroaching ice and snow. Years later, in the late 1990s, a team of international researchers stumbled upon the ruins of Zvezda Station. They found remnants of the scientific equipment, scattered notes, and fragments of Dr. Petrov's research. The discovery sparked a renewed interest in the station's history, and efforts were made to piece together the events that had transpired there. Among the recovered documents were journals and photographs that provided glimpses into the daily lives of the researchers. The journals detailed the psychological and physical toll of the experiments, painting a picture of a team pushed to the brink of sanity. The photographs, faded and weathered, showed the stark beauty of the Antarctic landscape juxtaposed with the haunting faces of the station's inhabitants. Despite the passage of time, many questions about Zvezda Station remain unanswered. What drove Dr. Petrov to pursue such extreme experiments? Were his theories about human enhancement grounded in any scientific merit, or were they the delusions of a madman? And most importantly, what lessons can we learn from the tragic fate of those who lived and died at Zvezda? The story of Zvezda Station serves as a stark reminder of the ethical boundaries that must guide scientific inquiry. The pursuit of knowledge, while noble, can lead to devastating consequences when divorced from moral considerations. The abandoned station, now a ghostly relic amidst the Antarctic ice, stands as a testament to the perils of unchecked ambition. The haunting tale of Zvezda Station is a chilling exploration of the extremes of human curiosity and the consequences of pushing the boundaries of scientific ethics. As we reflect on the story of Dr. Petrov and his ill-fated team, we are reminded of the importance of balancing the quest for knowledge with a respect for the well-being of those involved. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Fact Crypt. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and remember that the mysteries of the past often hold valuable lessons for the present and future.